Hey family, much love to my brothers and sisters in the spirit. I greet you all with love and light of the Most High God, source of all things, source within. As you see your sisters out here, walking, exercising, doing what I love to do. I love to walk. It makes me happy. It helps me to get centered and focused. And I just like being out here in nature because it heals like no other. With this video right here, it's going to be short. I just want to touch on several little things and kind of put them all together. But may many of you have ears to hear. May many of you not be so distracted by what I say, what I look like. It's the message that counts, okay? And I say that with love. I heard a wise brother saying in one of his videos, he said television really means tell lies to your vision. Telling lies to your vision. I was like, wow, that's spot on right there. That is spot on, because we all know that, television is definitely, one thing is false light, okay? And when you're watching TV, it's nothing but a whole lot of distractions anyway. And false news, a lot of lies, shall I say. They'll take the truth and spin it so much it's hard to know what's really real and what's really fake, shall I say. And it takes for one to go within themselves to really find their inner truth, okay? And I know this to be true for myself. The television alone with the false light, that kind of light right there, it's not going to illuminate you within. You're looking at it and it's pretty much blocking you from going within, because you're looking outside yourself. You're watching all of these so-called fake reality shows, thinking that's real life when it's not. You're watching a lot of these so-called game, notice what I said, game shows, which are fun to watch, but it's still distractions. And also, you're watching a whole lot of movies that they say is not real, but it's really the truth, okay? Especially if it's science fiction movies. And I love science fiction movies. I always have. For some reason, I have been able just to connect with them, So I'm like, they saying they're not real, but, this stuff seems like it's legit to me, okay? But a lot of it is the truth. And that's why they really don't mind pushing that out here. Science fiction movies, movies that are considered just for entertainment, and according to them, it's not, real life, it's not the truth. How they say based on a true story, shall I say. And even the movies that they say they are based on a true story, they're still putting a spin to it. They're still trying to throw you off, But it takes for one to have the discernment to really see it for what it is. If not, you'll go by everything you hear, believe everything you hear, everything you see with these two eyes, because you're not going within yourself. You're not trying to awaken within to see with this eye. So of course, you're not using the ultimate discernment to know that what you're looking at is false or fiction. I'm sorry, I said the same thing, didn't I? False or the truth, shall I say. But that's how they want us to see it, false and fiction. That's how they really want us to see it. But that's not necessarily the truth. Even if a lot of these so-called movies that are dealing with so-called creatures that the government, due to the government experimenting, even though some of these creatures might not really be real, we know that they are still experimenting with people and animals, and they are playing God, and they actually have people and animals that they have been experimenting with that look ghoulish and look so unnatural, shall I say. That is a true statement. There's a lot of that going on underground, okay? Especially in a lot of these, and also above ground in a lot of these so-called desert, far away places, you know. They make sure that when they're doing their dirt, that it is hidden far away from the public, you know. But they swear they're doing it for the sake of scientific studies, shall I say. A lot of them just playing God, taking that which is natural, making it unnatural. But that's a true statement that this brother had said. You know, television is really telling lies to our vision. But we all know that the inner vision, okay, the inner vision is really what's, you know, showing you the truth. You know, if you have a hard time going within yourself, and don't get me wrong, it is a shock to the system when you're starting to see within yourself things that no man has told you before. Maybe you heard of by watching other people, but still, you know, this is you actually having an experience and you're seeing it for yourself. You know, it can be a little shock to your system, you know, because your mind is trying to make sense of it, but your spirit knows, your inner man knows, but it's telling you the truth of what's going on around you. You know, it's telling you the truth of who your guides are that are with you, okay, from the beginning as well as to the end. They will be with you. They're telling you the truth of who you once were before you came here. They're telling you the truth of how the spiritual, you know, the essence of this spiritual makeup about you that you would have never known had you not went within yourself, okay? It's one thing to say spirit, 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 and, you know, I am present and all of this mess, you know, or to seek the kingdom. It's one thing to talk like that, family, but if you haven't really experienced and seen it for yourself, it's just lip service, okay? And that's one thing about the church. The church is doing a whole lot of lip service. Even when you go to Bible study, it's a whole lot of lip service. And people just reading, but they're not having no kind of experience. That's why a lot of them doubt the word. A lot of these Pharisees, now in the present, there are pastors. They're not trying to tell you what's really, really going on, okay? They're not trying to go deep when it comes to the spirit, because they know they start leading a lot of their flock. They start going into more details and teaching their flock about seeking the kingdom within and, you know, tapping into your third eye, okay? They're going to lose a lot of their congregations. A lot of their congregations are not going to look to them like they're God. They're not going to look to them like, oh, they're just a man of God, you know. We all are the Most High God's children, okay? And we should never put no one above the other. So if you go within yourself, we are all one. That's the point I'm trying to make. And you won't be pretty much giving your money to the churches. You know, you will be just giving it to, you know, organizations or to people who are in need. It won't just stay inside that box. It won't just stay inside that box. That's all I'm saying. And it's sad, 'cause a lot of people who do give to churches when they are in need, they make so many excuses just to help them. They want to keep all that money in for themselves and be digging in that money, and to hell with the congregation, okay? Because the pastor, believe me, he's going to get his. Oh, the pastor he should be the one that's, you know, more taken care of. He should be the one that's more financial well off than others. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, no, and no. Abundance is for everybody, all right? It's unlimited. And it's not, and it shouldn't just be just for the pastor only, okay? That he's the only one taken care of. You don't have to worry about his bills. You don't have to worry about his light bill being cut off, okay? It should be for everybody. And anybody who thinks that way, well, you have the right to think how you want to think. Just like I have the right to think how I want to think. But nobody should be put on a pedestal. Nobody. That's looking outside yourself like you are a non-factor. Knowing that it is he that is in you that's greater than he that is in the world, we're all one. You are important. You are somebody. You are divinely loved, guided, and protected, and provided for always. Okay? That's how it should be. We should all look out for one another. It shouldn't be go within a box and distribute that money only within the box, and that money only stays within the box. That money needs to go outside that box. Okay? There's a lot of people out here hurting, and they are in need. And that money shouldn't just be going only in the pastor's account and other people's accounts who are digging in that money. All right, stealing, shall I say. I'm going to end this video real quick. I just really want to speak about the box real quick. It's very important. One thing about the box, the shape of the box, it holds energy in, all right? It holds it in, pretty much trapping it. And as you notice, a lot of people stays in boxes, and I call the boxes a good example like apartments. You know, they're everywhere, okay? These boxes, they're everywhere. Even, you know, some homes are boxes as well. We really found it's supposed to be living in homes that are circular and homes that are pyramid shaped. These symbols, these shapes alone, they do not hold energy in, okay? It's easy for energy to go out, okay? These shapes do not trap energy inwardly. But notice they got everybody in boxes. You can look back at ancient Egypt / Kemet and see how they were living. You may not really care for the teachings or the ancient knowledge, but they knew something. They knew something. And they had those pyramids everywhere, okay? And those pyramids are not just in Egypt / Kemet. They're all over the world. A lot of them are even within our oceans. They're everywhere. They create grounding. They do not hold energy, storing energy. And there's a lot of other things I want to say about it. I've done videos talking about the pyramids before. I don't want to repeat myself, but many of you know, do your research about pyramids. Do your research about the shape of an oval circle, period. Notice how a lot of people back in the ancient days lived in holes, you know, circular holes as well. But anyway, the pyramid shape, that's the one that I find very interesting. When I close my eyes, go within myself, I see a lot of pyramids within me that I have seen before, okay, before this life. And they were all over the place, and people were living inside of them. And I know this to be true for myself because I've seen it within myself. Now, was it Kemet in Egypt? No. There were too many pyramids that I was seeing on this land. There was too many of them. It looked like a desert, oasis, paradise place, but there were pyramids all over the place. And I saw like little, sort of like, I can't remind you of it now, but like a water in between, and on each, water in between, and on the other side, let me see, I saw water in the center, and on each side I saw like a pyramid and a whole lot of like bamboo looking trees. But this place exists. Where it does, could it be in Antarctica frozen? You never know. But pay attention to how they got us all in boxes. And you know what? Don't make that as an excuse. Get out. If you're in a home, get out and plant your feet on the earth, the front yard, the backyard. It doesn't matter. It's not going to stop you from awakening, okay? Because it hasn't stopped me. It hasn't stopped many of you. If you live in an apartment, as you see behind me, if you live in an apartment, okay, step out and on this lawn, not the parking lot, okay? Because this is right here. This is false. This is man-made. This is false. You don't want this. Okay, that concrete holds energy just like a box do. Step out on the lawn, okay? Touch a tree. That'll be just as nice. And plant your feet on the grass or the soil, okay? Find some soil like this. This is good too. Let me see. Like right here, hold on. Right here, right in here. Plant your feet like on the soil. Find some soil, period, okay? Plant your feet, and you will still it will still help you as far as getting grounded. Stepping outside them 4 walls, you can think, get grounded and balanced, and that's what you need, okay? Especially when you find yourself just feeling like your thoughts and moods are all over the place. You need to get grounded, okay? That's what that's all about. But school's not going to tell you this, okay? And going to church is not going to tell you this, okay? You got to stick with spiritual like-minded brothers and sisters who are going to tell you this stuff. Those who have had experience and they know what they know. Now, can the church tell you this? Yes, they can, but they have an agenda. And that's to keep you inside them 4 walls, inside that box. Can school tell you this? Yes, but the powers that be, they have an agenda. And it's to keep you asleep, not awakened. Keep you dumbed down and the puppet that they want us to be. So anyway, family, I know I said a whole lot to many of you, and maybe to many of you I said a whole lot of nothing, but for those who had ears to hear, you caught that jewel. My advice, do you. But most importantly, and I say this with love, stop watching so much TV and start watching yourself, go through yourself. That's where you're going to find the answers. The TV is nothing but a whole lot of distractions, okay? That throw you off to keep you from going within yourself and finding out who you really are, okay? You'll learn so much more about yourself when you go within yourself. That false light. Can you believe it? They don't even want us to even sun gaze. Oh, the sun is bad for you. Oh, really? They don't want this to awaken. They don't want this to be stimulated. So you can really start seeing what's around you, the energy, seeing prana, and so much more.